Well, good morning, humanity. It is October 4th, 2021, and it's the favorite time of our week because it is Mondays with Bev and Paul.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Bev.
Hi, Paul.
Here we are. If you're trying to follow us on Facebook, you won't get it. We will post it later. We're live on YouTube, our new great format.
Ooh, this is exciting.
Yeah. I mean, we're live on YouTube
Right.
every week.
Yeah,
so
but
now
this is
it.
really live today.
This is it. You have no other choice.
Right. At least we have a choice.
Right. So here we are, and we'll post this everywhere. If you want to get the emails of this or pass it on to other people, send us an email, office@justtouch.com. Go to our website, justtouch.com, and get your name on our email list and get
Please.
the first 10 pages of the manual for free.
Wow.
How to do the greeting.
What a deal.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best deal in town. We are going to talk about the healer and the healed.
Well, what an interesting thing, because we don't use that, do we?
No.
That concept.
The concept of being a healer is not part of BioTouch because it's just one person wanting to help another person.
Right.
That's it. And that doesn't require any title. It doesn't require you to be a special person. It doesn't require you to have to get the juju from some ozone and bring it through your fingers. It's just one person touching another person. So let's talk a little about this. What one of the first questions, who's being healed?
Ooh. If we want to use that term.
Right. Because we don't even know what healing
We don't even know it. I was
Right.
just going to say, what does healing mean, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I could say that about a lot of terms that we use, but we're talking about healing and the healer. So, the first thing that comes to my mind in terms of BioTouch, because of what it offers, and that we say that BioTouch is a relationship of healing, but the moment that one of you feels in that relationship that something has to happen in order for something else to be evident, it already separates us from each other. And this is really one of the magical, beautiful things about BioTouch. It doesn't it doesn't hold anything about that. It's so releasing, and it frees us from the need to even question, am I doing enough? Am I in a good place? Have I cleared myself enough? What about this person? Am I going to get their whatever they're feeling today? That already, that little monkey mind and ego have already gone against everything that we know the body holds in the terms of what we'll call healing,
Right.
balance.
Balance. That's a good word. Balance.
Yeah, it is
Right.
about equilibrium.
Because it doesn't mean, healing doesn't necessarily mean that pain or that disease that you have, or let's say it's a cancer, doesn't necessarily mean that disappears.
Right. Oh, I know. It's so
It's a
interesting.
different
isn't it?
relationship to the sickness of this body.
Well, and I think because we have said it many, many times, BioTouch, the more that I become aware of what its powers are, I'm more and more, I realize what a integrative and holistic system this is. The system of touch, because I'll say it one more time, the body holds everything. The memories in the cells, the trauma, the out of balance, all of that. And then when you address that for the body, what? The body knows how to bring itself into balance. And we do know that we are more than just a body. We have emotions, feelings, we are thinkers, we have minds, mental. So all of those things, BioTouch can truly, truly bring those into a balanced state. That is what we'll call a state of being in health.
Right.
Okay, as besides using another word, I don't know what to,
Right.
but
That's
bring the
close
body into a place of awareness and acknowledgement of its own power.
Right, and I think that's the key. It's an awareness of ourself in relation to our body,
Yeah.
an awareness of ourself in relation to our surroundings,
Yeah, our
and our,
environment,
and our
right? Oh, yeah.
relationship to other human beings. You know, who is the healer and who is the healed? Is there really a difference?
Well, in BioTouch, if we really talk about a relationship, both people in that relationship give and get the same.
Right.
Now, that is a really abstract, maybe, concept. But this is why BioTouch is here to hold that higher um, idea for us.
Right.
Because why are we going to just keep settling for, well, maybe this and maybe that, and maybe I'll get better and maybe I won't, and I have no power over this anyway, and I'll go to somebody else and let them heal me. That whole concept of outside of ourselves. BioTouch brings you to yourself. There's no escaping it. But when you enter into a relationship, oh my gosh,
Right.
the awareness comes for both the associate and the recipient.
Right, for both. So give us that example, because there was an experience you had when you were in Oregon that you were working with someone.
Yes. Well, the journey that I've been on in this relationship with her has been a phenomenal anyway. But I remember in the beginning when we were practicing BioTouch together, and she, I had given her our we don't recommend, we don't diagnose, I don't know what BioTouch is going to do for your body. Oh, well, that's a different thing. You mean you're not going to like bring down this and shoot me with that? And I'm like, no. This is about your body. Okay, so I'm just going to touch. So we started practicing BioTouch together, and I remember very early on, I met her for a walk, and the first thing that she became aware of within herself was this emotional and mental shifting that she was having. Like, it was so astounding to her. She's never felt this way before. I have never been this happy before. What's going on? I said, I don't know. Isn't that our answer to everything?
Don't know.
I don't know. She goes, yeah, whatever, you guys. I'm like, well, if you watch our shows, you're going to hear us say that a lot. I said, this is not about me promising you anything. I can't tell you. And she was dealing with this very specific health condition. I said, I'm not going to promise you that BioTouch is going to fix this. I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to offer something to you that your body will recognize and will use in the best way that it knows how. There's a lot of trust here. Well, that was her first experience with BioTouch. And then guess what happened? Her body started responding. And the first time that happened for her, she just looked at me and said, this love is phenomenal. And I thought, oh, yeah. Well, I will say that on that day, she said to me, something has changed. Well, I will say that I felt something also. But what do we always say about BioTouch? Whatever I felt in that moment was for me.
Right.
This was an awareness of, oh my gosh. Your first thing is, what? And then I immediately said, but this has nothing to do with anything other than me being able to just get out of that ego and say, wow. That aha moment was for me also. As long as I've been doing BioTouch, as many recipients as I've worked on, it immediately had this moment of awareness for myself that it doesn't really matter what we call it. She had an experience that was for her. I had an experience, and I am grateful that she offered me that opportunity for awareness.
And that's a big one.
Yeah.
The gratefulness that we get to participate in that so-called other, that recipient's healing.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of how BioTouch is presented, the humbleness of just touch.
Yeah.
And the ability to be in relationship with people. I don't have to separate myself. You talked about getting people's stuff. I don't have to worry about getting people's stuff because
What?
there's only my stuff. And I'm reminded of a woman who talked about if you go to a movie and you start laughing or you cry or you get angry, she said, the movie didn't do that to you.
Yeah.
The movie presented to you your tears, your anger. And I always thought
Wow.
that's a perfect
Very
way to
profound.
look at getting people's stuff. People can only trigger in us what already resides here. And the beauty of BioTouch is the self-awareness is not just for the recipient, it's for those of us who also practice it.
Oh, my.
You know, and Deborah Schildhouse in her book, Healing with the Power in Our Fingertips, has a whole section in here where she talked about, you know, we talk about it all the time. You're going to get a recipient, just what you need to learn.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
And boy, she started at the center and boom, she got her
Immediately.
a massive amount of them. So anyhow, she talks in here, the one that really always touches me. She worked on a particular guy that came in and he had psoriasis. And a lot of them were, you know, they were scabby and things like that.
Yeah.
And of course, it just grossed her
Freaked
out.
her out.
Freaked her out,
I
grossed
wanna
her out.
touch.
Oh my God. And she touched it and actually, as it says in here, went over one of the,
Oh, swept
Scab-
over.
and she felt like she had to wash her hands with Clorox.
Oh, gosh.
She went home and told her husband about it. He's like, well, you better talk to Paul. You don't want to be catching things.
You're not
And,
supposed to be doing that.
so she never did call me until finally a few days later, and we talked about the self-awareness part of it.
Yes.
She said, you know, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can handle all these awarenesses I'm getting.
Ooh.
And what we came up with was that body, that what to her was gross, she worried if she became like that, her husband wouldn't love her.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Her husband wouldn't love her. And I said, Deborah, you need to talk to your husband. You need to talk to Howard about that. So she did. And of course, he was like, oh my God, if you had a boo-boo or a scab, I would kiss it and make it feel better.
That's going to take a lot more than that.
Right. And she just was like, worked it out within herself and her fear of her husband not loving her.
Oh.
Came back to the center for the next session this guy had a week later. And she was like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to deal with this. Went into the room. He showed her his scarring. It had improved 100-fold.
My goodness.
Not only had it improved 100-fold, he was leaving town the next day. And when we met after that, we just talked about how she had worked it out, and that lesson had disappeared because we talked about when you love the problem, it'll disappear. And she wrote in
so
here,
true.
she interviewed me, and she, how does that work again? You know, tell me about it. And her quote from me is, well, whatever is within us is what we project outward. We live in either fear or love. Fear projects separation, judgments, and problems. Love is the realization that we are all truly connected to everyone else. When we love, truly love, it erases our fears, so we're left with only our purity to project. It's like magic, and it's the main reason I practice BioTouch.
Wonderful.
It's why I practice
It's why,
BioTouch.
yes. I
You know, there
I
is
get
no
it.
other reason. I mean, as I tell people, I didn't really get involved in BioTouch because bodies got better. That's
Yeah.
sort of the icing on the cake.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that the truth? That was a great awareness
Yes.
for you.
But that's what's allowed me for over 30 years to dedicate my life to doing BioTouch.
Oh, absolutely. It has to be, you know, I was just having a conversation with somebody the other evening. It's like those of us who have associated ourselves with this foundation have felt the draw for us to be a part of the responsibility and committed ourselves to sharing BioTouch in the world. We realize that this is a worthwhile gift for humanity itself, and you can't, when you really hold something that high, I believe it's a very high idea of love. It's what BioTouch is here for us at this particular time in our history. I mean, it's just time for us to open our hearts and our minds to the truth about who we are. And we have been told for eons of time, our nature is love. So what better way to find our way back into that truth than something called BioTouch? This is why we're all here. It's not about going into that room and people coming in and let's give you a session. Oh, it goes way beyond that.
Right.
Way beyond that.
And it's not just for those of us who've taken the training. Any of you who do this, any of you who reach out and just do the greeting, there will be a wow experience. Yeah. And that wow experience is the interconnectedness with another human being. And talking about that, you found there was a post about the first coin printed in the United States. When was it? 1792?
Yeah, it was so interesting because, one side it had some image, but on the other side, it had these circles all looped together in a circle.
A chain.
A chain.
It was a chain.
That shall go on indefinitely.
Right.
The oneness of humanity.
Yes. Yes. And that is our purpose. That's our vision.
That's our vision.
To create a chain which shall go on indefinitely.
Right.
So we are here to pass on BioTouch to you.
Yeah.
Go to our website, justtouch.com. Contact us. We have classes. We have workshops. Our next class, our next virtual training is October 23rd. It's a Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4:30. The time just whizzes by.
It really does.
Yeah, we give you all the sets of points you'll need. You get the manual with it, you get a membership with it, and at the end of those 6 hours, 7 hours, you will have gotten the whole system to practice. Also, continuing ed credits are available to nurses and massage therapists and doulas. So that's one way you can learn it if you want to learn the whole thing. If you just want to learn a particular set of points for a particular condition, our next one is on Hashimoto disease, and you can come listen to Deborah Schildhaus, the author of our book, Healing with the Power in Our Fingertips. Hashimoto disease, she's had personal experience with it. She's going to talk to us about some details of it and her personal experience with it, and then we're going to teach you the few sets of points that you can use to address.
It's perfect. You know, I just want to say to everybody, BioTouch is not about this. It's like this door that's already open for every single one of us. We're just here we're the messengers. That's what this foundation is. We're the messengers with the good news that BioTouch is here for all of us to learn, to use, to practice, to share, to connect, to help be a part of that chain. This is for you. It's already been given. Just you got to claim it.
Claim it.
Yeah.
Claim it. The chain. I am you and you are me and we
are
all
one.
together.
Yep.
Hey, we hope you'll contact us. We're here for you any way you need help in learning BioTouch. If you have a particular condition you'd like us to help with, you and a family member, let us know. We can take you through it right over a Zoom, over a telephone if we have to.
Absolutely right.
So, hopefully this will be posted everywhere. We'll send out an email if you get it. And thanks for spending another Monday. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week.
I can feel the pain in sunshine or rain, so it's not caused by the weather, but it doesn't hurt that much after I feel your loving touch and we spend some time together. You take my pain away each and every day. You're an angel from heaven on high. Your butterfly touch helps me heal so much, and I get better as time goes by. You take my pain away.